Why travel? Why do people travel? Why do you travel? Why do I travel? If you're here, I'll tell you why I travel. Uh, and when people say like one of my biggest values is travel, I like to call them out and be like, no, you don't love travel. There's something that travel gets you. It might be Casamigos tequila. Maybe they have that everywhere though. Maybe it's coffee. Maybe though for you, it's similar that when you travel, you change the way you perceive things, right? I think that travel for me has always been a place, a destination where several things happen at the same time. Number one, I don't need to be anybody. Nobody knows me. I don't have a reputation. I don't have to show up a certain way. I can just be authentic. And I've been working really hard to make sure that the gap between the way I'm perceived and my authenticity shrinks. So there's no gap, right? But we kind of all have like a work face and a game face and a play face and all that. I think the second thing that I appreciate is wandering. I am probably the happiest. You could drop me in any city in the world. And if I get a chance to wander and just walk free and just explore on foot, I'm generally pretty happy. I love wandering. I think it resets my nervous system. I also think it resets just the fact that like no one's that special, right? That no matter what I'm going through, the world moves on, good or bad, right? No matter what I'm going through, good or bad, great or challenging, the world moves on. And then I don't know what number I'm on. I think three. Uh, Number three, when you travel, almost everything is new. Everything becomes new because you don't know the area, right? It's not home. It's not familiar. You have to rewire the way you go about things. You can't stick to the tried and true anymore. You have to go with something different. I mean, I guess you could go to like chains or whatever, but you're somewhere different. When I'm at home, I make a point to do that, right? To take a different route to the airport, to take a different route home, to get lost a little bit. But I don't think that's easy to consciously do. You have to be really aware. Although I would highly recommend it, especially if you're a business owner that's like ready for a breakthrough. Your brain actually does so much reprogramming when you do something different that you've always done. So whether it's like, this is how I drop my kids off and get home, or this is how we have meetings, or this is how we structure my week. When you do them different, there's so much change that happens neurologically because you're creating a new pathway. So I highly recommend that. Even something just driving home a different route can do a lot for you. But my point here is that when you're traveling somewhere new, like you can't go the same route. You got to do something different. And that idea, that philosophy, that approach has tremendous benefit. Lately, I've been having conversations, actually like 4 or 5 times this week. People have reached out and said, hey, I'm not happy. Not only am I not happy, like I'm not fulfilled. I'm gonna burn out, and I can tell that in weeks or months, it's gonna come to a head, and there's gonna be a major problem. That there's some kind of danger. What's interesting in these conversations is that these are from really, really, really successful, high power people. Not like that it can't exist somewhere else, but the thought that most people live by is that once you're successful or you have a certain amount of money or a certain amount of success in business, that these problems just go away. And not only is it not true, it's actually quite the opposite. That if you've successfully mounted a business, hey, they put my name up there. That's rude. It's cool. It's like on the TV screen of the hotel room. When you get successful, there becomes a demand for you and your time it's much different, right? You're not nearly as flexible and dynamic. Sure, there's stability and work that goes into it, but it's actually very challenging. When the walls start to collapse, though, for your happiness, your fulfillment, your joy, like your lifestyle, having a business actually creates a really interesting problem. You probably are feeling this. When you are in demand and you don't like your lifestyle, it feels like everything is shrinking. So you have to still show up because people need you, right? People need you to produce. They like depend on you. If you're the leader of the business, you can't just vanish. You can't wallow in your sorrow. You can't take your equity and your money and just like disappear. The business still runs. And you have to fake it. You can't come in and say I'm having, well, you can if you build your business right, but you often can't come in and say, I'm having an existential crisis. You can't come in and say, I'm really grappling with, whether or not this business makes me happy anymore. It's very difficult to do that because everyone else would then panic and then your business becomes unstable. This concept is so interesting because especially as men, we don't talk about this shit. We're not allowed to in most circles. We can't say, my business is making 7 figures a year, but I'm miserable. We can't say, I'm struggling to find any reason to get out of bed, even though on paper, everything looks fine. We can't say, I don't know what's next. I have no vision. I have no inside direction to be able to take things to the next level. I'm just on repeat and I'm bored as fuck. It's very difficult to navigate situations like this. And again, because you have a business, you have to keep showing up and you have to keep pretending. And before long, without a vision, without something to break you through, back to lifestyle, not just like growth of the business, back to the lifestyle that you want, the dream that you have, until you break through that and really carve something out that depicts a brighter future that is laced with fulfillment and that is connected to something bigger than you, it is going to feel like every day is a giant question mark of whether or not you're going to make it, of whether or not you keep the business that you've worked so hard to build. It's the most frustrating, sad, and demoralizing state to be in, where you've spent years building this thing and it's gotten to a place where it's good, right? Again, on paper, it's good, but you're fucking done. This conversation has come up because our work has essentially been to guide people out of that, to say, you don't know what's next, go through our framework, we'll show you. We'll help you find it. We don't have the answers, we have the questions, but our framework guides people through that process of building fulfillment, of almost scientifically and in an engineering fashion, build out a brighter horizon than what's there. Because when we're in it, right, we can't even see a horizon that makes sense. We just see pain, we just see hurt, and we just see more of what we currently are in. Can't see a way out. And one common denominator in all this, I want to connect this back to travel, is that the only way that you can build out of that is to completely rebuild your pattern, your sequence, your habits, your identity. It's like travel. You can't stay in the same city and just keep running the same loop over and over. You have to get to a new destination. You have to get somewhere that is completely different. And in that process, you have to redesign everything you want, everything that your lifestyle is around. If shit, half the people we work with have their own business, but they have a job in their business. They're like stuck in, the role of their business. And so when they quit their job, they have to go redesign everything. We have to start over. We have to begin with, what do you want? And there are 2 really difficult questions in life. One is, who are you? The second is, what do you want? Most of the business owners we work with have spent most of their life running from something. They're not running to something. They don't know what they want. They just know what they don't want. Maybe that's you. The idea that, you could just stay, again, in this travel metaphor, in the same city, doing the same process, going the same way to work, on the same restaurants, at the same parks, is going to drive you mad. You have to eventually get to a city, a place where everything is new, where everything that you go to is different. The next level that you're looking for in this what's next inquisition is largely about nothing except how is it different. You have to look at the next level as something completely different. None of the patterns will stay the same. The way you think about money, the way you think about information, the way you think about a team, the way you organize your week, your time, the way you play, the way you engage, the way you hire, the way you train, all of it is different. And I want to just remind you that that's why travel is so exciting for people, is because it is different. Ironically, most CEOs that are successful, their business is operating at a very high level. We work with 7 and 8 figure guys, and most of them are trapped behind this interesting mirror. The mirror is, it works, but I don't like working it. And that structure is what we've become really good at. If you're dealing with that, happy to make some time to talk to you. Just know that it's going to be completely different. You'll have to break out of your relationship with the unknown, because when you build it successfully, you start to fear risk. You start to fear change. You start to fear the unknown. Even though the unknown set you free the first time, you start to fear it. It's really ironic. Okay, I'm in travel mode, so I'm going to go travel. But I will see you on the next one. Get out of your own way. Bye.